Welcome, thanks for checking out our 2022 Enduro Bike Group Review. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at the Fuji Auric LT. Please don't forget to subscribe and tune in as we work our way to the grand finale, where we will put all 8 of these bikes together in a roundtable discussion. So, the Fuji Auric is the most affordable bike in our roundup at
$35.99.
Okay.
It's the only 27.5 bike too.
It is, yeah. There are a few things that the Fuji has that are unique to it. The only 27.5 front and rear bike,
Yep.
the highest bottom bracket, and the lowest stack. I reference these because they are the biggest factors in this bike's performance. MLink suspension, it works. It's
has
fine.
Potential.
I mean, absolutely. The bike's got a slack head tube angle, 63 degrees, 63 and a half degree head tube angle, a 490 millimeter reach, capable geo all around, 425 millimeter chainstays, which I believe were the shortest in the group. Obviously, being that it's a dedicated 27.5 is going to help at. With a lot of those good geo numbers come the 2 that are not so good, and one is the high BB. Seat tube height is also going to be an issue, but if you look across that seat tube to the head tube, there are not many bikes where that's going to be in line so much, and it's got a little bit of a short dropper as well, and the big takeaway feeling for me on this bike is just nervous. It's uncomfortable. You know, if we would have brought like a handlebar that had maybe like a, I don't know, 25 or more millimeter rise on it, we could have probably opened up another level of comfort and performance out of this bike. But the way it sits right now, gosh, it's just, you know, when we get onto some of those steep bits of terrain, and you're wanting to drop down, that front end being even lower puts you in, and I found myself having to crane my neck up even more just going off some of those drops because that front end is so low. And then combined with that bottom bracket being high, it just kind of puts you in one of those positions where your feet are up here and your hands are down there, and like,
yeah, it's very awkward.
It's just not the place you want to be for the type of riding that we're doing.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd be fine if we weren't at a steep bike park, but
yeah, I mean, if you're just out riding around, but at that point it's the heaviest bike. Again, it's more affordable. It has potential.
It's a great beginner bike. Like if somebody just wants to get into it without dropping a ton of coin. Because I think, well, I mean, Canyon is arguably,
I don't know,
just as affordable.
It is. It's fairly close to affordable, but it's going to put you in a much safer position. I feel like, yeah, there's some good ingredients here, but they just kind of threw in a couple of things that were not that great. And the biggest is that low stack height. North American Female Enduro Championship, she won on a Fuji Auric LT. You know, we didn't look at her bike setup and to see exactly what she had changed or modified in terms of the cockpit on her bike, but it's a capable bike and there's potential there, right? It's not all bad. It has a couple of very nice things to offer. It has a pretty affordable price tag. The MLink suspension is a unique, and it performs well, right? I mean, as a suspension platform in and of itself, it does a good job. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think Fuji definitely needs to work on the geometry, get that stack height up a ways, possibly lower that BB a little bit, but the big thing for me that's holding this bike back in a major way is the stack height, especially when you've got other bikes on the market that are pretty dang affordable and have the modern geo dialed. So yeah, it was a tough one, folks. I mean, we never like bashing on a bike just for the sake of doing it, but you know, I think that you guys deserve to know, and I think Fuji can make a better bike, right? Because this rear end is going to be the hardest thing to nail, and they've got a pretty good suspension package going. This is easy stuff right here. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully, if you guys have one of these Fuji Auric LTs, you can share your input with us. If you have one and you've been struggling a little bit with some stability and kind of forward bias concerns, throw in a high-rise handlebar. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear any feedback there, and we will probably do the same once we get a little more time to do so. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please stay tuned for the rest of the episodes in this Enduro Bike Roundup, and we will catch you out on the trails.